Good morning, y'all. What's going on?
Hey, what's
What's
going on,
happening?
you lady? It look
Well,
nice out there where you are.
man, listen, let me tell you something. It is absolutely gorgeous out here. That's why I've been coming out here every morning because it is, I guess, officially spring where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rain, there's no anything. And I thought, I got the magnolia trees behind me. So I might as well get some good
That's
sun
nice.
out here. Yeah. So what's
Um,
going on, Cullen? It's a lot happening in the news.
yeah.
Listen.
I mean, it's crazy out there again, like always. What we gonna talk about? Trump.
Let's talk about Donald Trump.
Yeah,
What in the world? So somebody's been awarded $5 million, Colin.
yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Unanimously,
Yes,
unanimously.
unanimously.
Yeah.
What happened with that? What's what's
Well,
what's
I
going
think
on?
I think part of it, like she was on the news channel this morning.
Yeah,
They were interviewing her and they were asking her about what does she feel when they said that he didn't rape her. They felt they didn't rape her, but they awarded her for all the other stuff, and she didn't want to respond to that, but obviously in her mind she was saying he did, right?
yeah,
And so she said she's happy about the verdict, but she's not happy that she didn't get the verbiage.
right. Because she knows what happened. She was there, and
Right.
it's unfortunate that a lot of times what happens is that this woman, advice columnist E. Jean Carroll, Manhattan department store, almost 30 years ago, y'all. Um, As a result of the verdict, which also determined that Trump defamed Carroll, he will owe her about $5 million in damages. She also accused him of raping her, but the jurors did not find Trump liable for that offense. This
Hmm.
civil verdict adds to Trump's legal problems as he embarks on a campaign to retake the White House. So that's what I want to talk about. So, in the middle of everything that you got going on, first of all, let me stop right there. And I think that that's a lesson for everybody.
Yes.
When you are doing things, no matter if it's good or bad, you have to be aware that whatever you put in the ground, if you plant a watermelon seed, I say it all the time, you cannot expect an apple tree,
Right.
period. So, whenever you're planting specific things, whether it's words, whether it's negativity, whether it's whatever, it's going to always come back and find you. It has something called the boomerang effect, and we call it
Right.
you reap what you sow. So, I'm confused. Why is he running for president again?
Well, that's a good thing that we need to probably research because eventually some of this stuff is going to deem him not able to run for president.
But do you really think
Obviously,
so? Yeah,
obviously, this is not one of them. So, um,
right.
we shall see what happens with the
Uh,
other stuff that comes down the pipe for him. So,
man, listen. So I am curious about a couple of other things.
mhm.
Um, Something else that's come up in the news as well. Let's talk about that doggone Governor DeSantos. Y'all, I
Tell me,
so
it's something new with him every week.
every
It's something new.
day, y'all,
Mm.
it's like every single day is something going on with this cat, and I literally cannot understand. So first of all, let's talk about the fact that the president of Mexico is mad with him. So let me tell you why. President of Mexico slams DeSantis over cruel anti-immigration bill. So let me explain to you all why he's upset and what this bill is. And if any of you all missed it, it is literally off the chain. Florida
Yes.
Governor Ron DeSantis and his conservative backers in the state legislature have already managed to solidify their state's reputation as a global disgrace. Last year, a United Nations committee issued a report expressing concern about draconian anti-protest legislation that DeSantis signed into law, and Florida's governor isn't done earning international ire. On Monday, Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador condemns DeSantis for his support of Senate Bill 1718, a repressive anti-immigration bill that would make it a state crime to transport an undocumented migrant into Florida. DeSantis is expected to sign this into legislation. The bill would also authorize $12 million for the program, enabling DeSantis political stunts in which he flies migrants to other states while portraying them as burdens to society, and it would punish businesses that hire undocumented people. So why does DeSantis have to take advantage of people's pain, of migrants' pain, of people's need for political gain? This is immoral. This is politicking. And he didn't stop there. We're talking
Right.
about the Mexican president. Now I found out that the Florida governor, imagine Florida, which is full of migrants, mind you. We're talking about not just people from Mexico. We're talking about from all over the Latin diaspora and abroad, right? So,
Yeah.
inhumane measures against migrants in Florida because he wants to be a candidate. Can he not make another proposal to convince people that what he's worthy of? So the question is, so first of all, here's the thing that I have an issue with, Color.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of this dude. But you know what my bigger issue is?
Right.
How in the hell did he get reelected?
Well, yeah. I First of all, the thing with the migrants, I think it's real crazy that yeah, there's a way of trying to keep it under control,
Yeah,
but to be immoral about it, to me, I mean, we're still dealing with people, right?
exactly.
And then on top of that, people don't want to talk about this, but that's part of our economy. To be honest with you, that's a big part of our economy that
Right,
a lot of people don't want to talk about.
right.
A lot of especially in Florida, especially in places like Florida.
Absolutely.
So he's cutting off his nose to spite his face.
He's he's trying to create a conservative base of people that are going to come out in droves and vote for him. And here's what's really
Trying
a
to be Trump
disparity.
too.
Yeah,
Trump
and so the
2.0.
issue,
Yeah,
the problem is that it's not so much him. It's the people that won't vote.
yeah,
The larger voting base in Florida is Democratic, but they're not voting. They're
right.
not they're not exercising that right. And this dude has literally been voted in again. And I'm going to say it again and again and again as we get ready to get prepared for 2024 in this election. And not just that, but your local elections, your senatorial races and all of those runoffs and stuff. People, we got to get out and vote. It is
Do
absolutely ridiculous. If these people work for us, how in the world do we continue to keep having people who are in office that haven't produced, haven't done anything? They just getting a cute little old check and living well,
right.
and you trying to figure out how in the world A and B gonna equal C in your house, and it's not working.
And it doesn't make sense because once they get in the office, they don't do anything. They only do whatever where the money is.
Absolutely.
Whoever
Who's
holds the
greasing their
money.
palms?
Yeah, it's just crazy. And they don't want to even mention any topics or anything that's like those brothers in Tennessee. They work for the people,
Right,
you know,
right.
and then they got slammed for it. And you would think this is where politics is gone now. That's why a lot of people are tired of it. That's probably why a lot of people don't vote. It's because they feel it's not for me. They
Mhm.
they don't have my best interest at heart. But
Right.
you have to also understand is that if we can get someone there that has your best interest at heart, maybe some changes can be made. But
Yeah.
right now it's just at a standstill because we get these people like DeSantis in office that don't care about anything but themselves.
It's unbelievable. And then we could go on and on and on
Then
about this dude.
then you got people. Then you got representatives like George Santos, that's in office, but he's in
What?
custody now. He's in custody for federal charges now. I just saw it
I
on the news.
heard about that. So what happened with that?
I
Like
don't
what?
know. It's crazy.
So
But
listen.
he has a lot of those. He came in the office line, and cheating, and now it's starting to catch up with him.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull it up because I
Mm-hmm.
believe that I actually saw something on our list when we were doing prep this morning, and we were supposed to talk about it before we go into our hot topic for today, and it was on George Santos. It pulled right up. Okay, so he's criminally charged. Um, uh, he's a New York Republican, and he fabricated much of his career.
Yep.
right? His career and his life background. He was charged with federal criminal offenses. Multiple news outlets reported yesterday. The charges are still sealed, but they could be revealed today as Santos appears in court. Despite numerous investigations into his actions, incessant mocking, and calls for him to resign, even from his fellow New York Republicans, Santos is adamant about wanting to stay in Congress and said last month he's going to run for re-election. So it's not, they're not even clear like what this dude did, but evidently it's something because he's being charged.
Yep.
Y'all, this news is insane all the way through. Here's what you need to do. If you want more news and information that you can use, where do they need to go? brownstoneworldwide.com. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Y'all don't forget also, we also have KCCR, the app. Y'all actually see it over here in over my shoulder here. I'm pointing to it. And you guys can go ahead and download it. And eventually, I think by the end of the week, we'll be having all of our shows, all of the air personality and their shows are going to be in KCCR radio.
Yes.
Um, so that's pretty cool.
Everywhere. It's gonna be
Yeah.
everywhere.
So it's going to be everywhere. So here's the thing. When I say gonna be, the thing that you need to understand is their shows always air at their designated time. And we're going to be sharing that with you all on Brownstone Worldwide when you can watch their shows or listen on KCCR. Once again, there's the app. But then also you'll be able to listen to the replays later on KCCR, the app. And you can take us literally wherever you go.
Yep.
All right, Cullen, you got a big one.
You think so?
I think it is. I think it's a pretty strong topic just from looking at and I didn't have time to load it because I was running my mouth and I just now saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mm,
Well, here's the topic. This is what we're talking about. So,
yeah.
topic for the day: why does race matter when it comes to dating? And why is it still considered taboo, especially by our black queens?
Okay, you are asking a black woman
Yes.
why is this still taboo? I would say for me personally, interracial dating, especially when I was younger, was a problem for me because the sad truth is there is, and that's starting to change, right? So when we were coming up, we were in school, specific types of women would always catch the brother's eye. And I'm talking about when I was in college. Um, the black boys would always go for, anybody that looked had a Eurocentric vibe or look or feel. If they were light skinned, if they were this or they were that, right? If they had long hair flowing down the back, you know, slim as a box of chiclets, Now the tables have turned just a little bit. So I don't think that people care so much as they used to because everybody's kind of dating whomever they want based upon what they desire.
Mm.
But the issue is, I can't believe there's a street sweeper in front of my house. Um, what I definitely want to say is, and then they stop. Can you believe this? What I want to say for sure is that black women have always had to be put on the back burner when we're talking about jobs, when we're talking about the economy, when we're talking about relationships, because it's not so much about being the second class citizen, it's about being placed in a position of you're just not good enough. You're not pretty enough. Your hair isn't straight enough. Y'all see these curly edges, you know what I mean? And so for a long time, sisters were trying to keep their black men because I'm going to tell you something, even though interracial dating for black women has started to expand, the issue is that it's not as much as black men. Black men date outside of their race a lot more. And y'all, it's this whole group on Facebook called the Kevin Samuels group. And when I tell you they stay berating black women, it is disgusting.
Mm.
It is absolutely disgusting. So to continue to deal with that and to know that quote unquote you're considered less desirable than everyone else, yeah, that would absolutely make anybody feel like I need to hold on to what I have. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
I had a sister tell me yesterday. She has a daughter and a son,
yeah.
and she wanted to comment on this topic, and her comment was that she would. It's different for her daughter than it is for her son.
Mm,
She said she would be furious if her son went out and dated outside his race, and it has something to do with maybe rejecting her because she wants her son to
She's a
date
black
someone that
woman.
looks like her.
Hmm.
And she feels like he's rejecting that to go outside his race. And so she feels that she would be more okay with if her daughter did it, but not her
Yeah.
son. So can you explain something like that?
Well, what I can say is I've heard people say it. I've heard people. Okay, so here's one that my dad used to say: if she can't use the comb, don't bring her home. Period. And I don't think it was about him being racist because at the end of the day, we're talking about a cat from a different era where
Right.
not trusting people that didn't look like you, especially white people. He grew up in the civil rights era before
Right.
desegregation, and he's still living and breathing. There's so many of our brothers and sisters who have parents who are alive who lived during that era. Your dad, for example. And so we're talking about people who have been disenfranchised, even when it comes to beauty standards, when it comes to what the aesthetic of a woman should look like. And it's always been the white woman in this country until recently. And then, baby, social media hit, and then it all changed. But when a woman, so let's say I have a son, and I have told him I would prefer that he be with a woman that looks like his mother, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell him who he loves. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would prefer that. You know what I mean? But I also know that I can be walking down the street and he'll see a little girl, and she's light, long hair flowing down the back, maybe Asian, maybe white. He was like, "Oh, she's cute. I want to talk to
Mm-hmm.
her." And I can't stop that no more than I could stop any one of my daughters from
Right.
being with whomever they want to be with. So I think
So, so what you said something interesting though. That's why I'm saying that you prefer that he dates someone that looked like you.
I do
Right.
absolutely.
It's to me it's a lot more people are saying, especially the sisters, they're saying this is their answer. This is at least one of the
I would
answers
prefer. Yep.
that you prefer. That they date someone that looks like you. Do you feel like it's a rejection of you per se?
Um, Growing up the way that I did, a little bit, yeah, I would say so because um, I grew up in a family where my skin color or darker was considered unattractive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was reminded of it daily. So I'm okay with it now, okay? Because black don't crack, right? Um, but I think Cullen stop. But I think that as parents, um, we have to be open to allowing our children to love who they're going to love.
Right.
Is it a slap in the face sometimes when there are so many amazing black women out there, going to college, doing their thing, building
Yep.
businesses, working every day, doing all of the things that all of the other beautiful young women are doing of other races. But it's a propensity to dog out. And this is something I can't understand. I'm going to put this on the table. We have a propensity to hear how black men are dogging black women out. It's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. And I'm over it. And
Mm.
so there are so many different variables that make this a hot topic. I think we need to have a Colors Corner.
Oh, we will. This is going to be on Cullen's Corner. Let's bring it up tomorrow when we have
Okay,
it.
so Cullen's Corner hot topics it is. Coming up tomorrow, y'all. Y'all heard it first from Cullen's mouth, not mine. So this is a hot topic, and you see I'm kind of dancing around it because it's very, very personal to me.
And also, it's still like the underlining current is the hurts that everybody has. That they're
Absolutely.
damaged, they're hurted, they're hurt. There's something there, but more so, a lot of the men. You know how you say men are disparaging women,
Hmm.
but I think there are a lot of brothers that want to be with sisters, and they feel that the sisters are rejecting them because of whatever reason, right? But they feel that they want the sister, but if she doesn't want them, they probably will go somewhere else. But
Yeah,
their reasonings, and I had a brother tell me this yesterday, that he hurts too. He has
I know.
damage too, and
Yep.
so he doesn't want to come to his black queen, and she's steady berating him because of
Hmm.
whatever reason, and eventually he said, I'm just getting tired of it and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna go elsewhere. But I want to be with her. I want to be with a black woman, but
Hmm.
she doesn't want me. So instead of being alone, I'm going somewhere else, whether it's white, Asian,
or
going out
whatever.
the
He's just not going to
country.
be by himself.
So
That's
there's
scary.
there's there's other reasons for a black
I get
man
it.
to want to be not to be with a black woman. It's not just because they don't want they're not attracted to them or they just disparaging them, like you said.
Yeah.
But there's so many reasons that we're going to talk about tomorrow.
Okay, very good. I like that. All right, y'all. This has been your first 15-minute break of the day with Cullen and myself and the morning rundown on Brownstone Worldwide, brownstoneworldwide.com. All things Brownstone and KCCR Radio, the Brownstone. You can go ahead and start downloading that app so you can listen in to the amazing air personalities that we have over there. And before we wrap, Cullen, I definitely want to let people know what drops this Friday. Go ahead and get your subscription now because we have our Memorial Day and Mother's Day issue of Brownstone Living Magazine, where we're helping you to live the brownstone lifestyle. Tips, topics, and talk in there. Love, live, breathe. We got the block with the stories and Cullen's Corner hot topics. Our air personalities. We're featuring Marshano Lanio this month and her show series called The 10 Things That I've Learned About Myself. So definitely go ahead and get your subscription. If you want your subscription, I would encourage you to head on over to, and y'all know I always mess this up, don't I, Cullen? I can't never get it right. I can't never get it
While you're
right.
doing that, Mother's Day just dedications, veteran dedications, we're still taking them. So if you still want to dedicate something to your
Right.
mother or to a veteran that's in your life, send them our way, and then we'll get it in the magazine.
Yeah, articles at brownstoneworldwide.com. You can send them there. You can definitely do that. We'll be going live a little bit later myself. If you want to go ahead and subscribe now, bit.ly/monthly $5.99. And then you won't miss another issue of Brownstone Living magazine. All right, keep it locked, folks. We're going to be here all day with you and all afternoon with air personality shows on KCCR, brownstoneworldwide.com with the news. And y'all, Cullen, do we need to go ahead and tell them to pack their bags?
Yeah, go ahead and tell
Pack your bags.
them.
Pack your bags. That's all I got. Pack your bags because it's going down. We're going to be giving you more information about an amazing event that we have coming up that you don't want to miss and all of the stuff in between. So get ready. All right, you guys. If there's nothing else, I think we should say see you later and let's get away from this water cooler.
All right, y'all.
All right, folks. We will see you all later on. I'll be back later on this afternoon with the day shift.